Welcome to the Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson. I am an anxiety coach who helps people to heal their anxiety naturally. Now, you might hear my voice different than the other episodes that I posted is because I am sick, but I told myself every single day that I do need to make a episode on my podcast in order to help people to overcome the anxiety because it's my passion. It is my purpose in this world, I believe, to help people, and I have done it in order for them to overcome and heal their anxiety. But on today's episode, what I want to talk about is more to give you guys hope. Because a lot of us right now, we are in a very despair kind of like mindset. We're not hopeful. We're very hopeless, and we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We don't believe that it's possible to even get there because we have been struggling with this for years, and we have been disappointed, some of us, over and over and over again, and we don't believe that we're able to overcome this and be the person that we once was. And that is something that is difficult for us to understand. Like, hey, is there even a light at the end of the tunnel? Like, there's so many people that are telling me like, oh, don't worry, it will get there. One day you'll feel much better and everything. It'll take one day at a time. And I remember getting the same exact, response from people, but nothing actually happened until I actually taking the actions in order for me to reach that light at the end of the tunnel. Now, was it easy? No, it definitely wasn't. It had a lot of ups and downs, and it was very difficult through the entire times. And yeah, throughout my journey in overcoming my anxiety, I did have those moments where I wasn't hopeful. I'm going to be stuck like this for the rest of my life. So I definitely understand when people tell me that, like, is there even a light at the end of the tunnel? Is it even possible to overcome your anxiety? And I definitely understand them, where they're coming from. And I want to give you guys hope and let you know, hey, yes, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I am already there, and I have helped countless people to get there, where you can have a permanent solution in overcoming your anxiety and being anxiety free and being the person that you once was and going and doing things whatever you like. Because I already for 9 years I've been anxiety free. And today I don't even think about it, even though I talk about it all the time. I'm on my podcast, talking with people, one-on-one sessions, coaching programs, whatever it is. But I don't even think about anxiety because the way I did it, the way I healed myself was I dealt with the root causes, the root issues, and I didn't let on the crutch for too long. It's like, for example, somebody that broke their leg, right? Now, whenever they broke their leg, they might be first in a wheelchair, and then they're going to go through physical therapy, and then they're going to start working on the crutches, and maybe on a cane, and little by little, they're going to start re-healing their foot. But the thing is that imagine if they just stayed with their crutches and they're not actually moving forward. They're just staying in what they're doing currently right now. Doesn't seem like there's any progress. Would they still stay in that situation? No, they would try different things to see what's going to help. And I know that's hard to do because it requires energy, and it's different than breaking a foot. It requires energy, and it requires a certain, a thought process and everything. And right now we're dealing with so much that it's so hard for us to even get to muster up that energy, to change direction, to try something new. It takes out so much out of us, and it's different. But I just want to give you guys a metaphor to let you know, like, hey, don't rely on your crutches. We can't rely on our crutches because eventually they won't help us anymore. They're not going to be helping us and getting us to where we need to be. That's why I always say people that take meds, yeah, it's if you need that. Again, I'm not pro meds. I don't believe it's the solution. And some people, it does help them. That's great. And I'm very happy for them. I have nothing against that. Just for me personally, my way, the way I do it more in a natural route. And that's why I say in the beginning of the episode, and every episode, I try to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally. Because the thing is that with the meds, a lot of people think that's the solution, and that's what people marketed. The pharmaceutical companies, they market it that kind of way. That it is the solution, and they do it through your doctor, they do it through your psychiatrist, whatever it is, to give you that hope. And I remember I was there. I remember I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this is the only hope that I have, is the meds. I have no other answer. But the truth is that it's never the answer. Yeah, it might give you a certain crutch if you want to take that route. And some people don't want to take that route because of the side effects or the withdrawals and how hard it's difficult to deal with it, because some of the side effects is there to increase your anxiety. It can increase it. It can make it worse. And the withdrawals are even harder to take off your anxiety, take off the meds. Because I forgot the psychiatrist's name. I think his name is Dr. Daniel something. I forgot his name. But I admire this psychiatrist because of the way he understands the brain, and he doesn't believe in medications. He says, for me, for the short term, and for some people it might be helpful, but he always recommends taking the natural route first, because you can always go on the meds. And he says taking off the meds is not a simple thing, and it might make it even worse sometimes. And also the long-term effect for us is not healthy. So I respect this psychiatrist so much, because it's very rare to find someone like that, because they're all trying to shove it down. Oh, take the meds, take the meds, take the meds. But it's not really the solution. They're not really giving us the solution. They're not trying to work with us the solution. They're trying to it's a chemical imbalance or this and that, and the meds are going to help you. Again, I believe, and from what people that I've worked with, and even my own personal family member, my brother has been on medication for years, and he still struggles with anxiety. So really, the meds aren't the solution. It might be a crutch. Now, if the meds make you feel great, right, then that's good, but you still should work on the root issues, on the root causes of your anxiety, right, and overcome that and heal yourself so that you could heal yourself permanently, so you don't have to rely on anything. No crutches, meaning meds or even on natural stuff or anything, so you can actually be self-sufficient and be the person that you once were, where you didn't have to rely on anything. That's where we want to get to. You understand? So that's where we want to be, is being anxiety-free with no crutches. Now, of course, we need that help. We need that crutch. We may need certain direction. We need that path. A lot of us, we're lost right now. We're hopeless. We don't see that light at the end of the tunnel. And I want to let you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I just want to guide you there. Because we need that direction. We need to get from point A to point B. And sometimes we need a crutch. We need to get there. But we need the right crutch. We can't just use any. A person with a broken foot cannot use a cane. He needs to use crutches. So that's when we need to find the right crutch. And it's so important so that we don't feel despair. So we don't feel hopeless. So that we do have a certain motivation. So we have inspiration to get there. And this is what I do with a lot of people, is I show them, hey, I'm already at the end of the tunnel. I'm already here. I've been here already for 9 years. Let me show you. Let me guide you here. Let me show you how it's done. And it is possible. It is possible. Something, I used to listen to Les Brown a lot. And this guy is just amazing. Something, I remember I listened to one of his speeches, and he said this. He says, whenever you're down, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're trying again and again and again, and you're always failing. You don't see that it is possible. There's one thing that you can always say to yourself, continuously. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying exact phrase as he said it word for word. He says it much better than I do. He's amazing. And he says, but there's one word that you can always say to yourself, that it's possible. It's possible. Well, it's 2 words, but it's possible. Continuously tell yourself it's possible. It's possible. Because whenever you tell yourself it's impossible, you literally close yourself off after any possibility of overcoming this. Because what you're doing basically is that you are putting yourself in a box. Like, hey, it's not possible. I can't overcome this. It's impossible. It's too much. So right away, your brain doesn't even think about different possibilities or try different ways. But whenever you say to yourself, it's possible to get from point A to point B, to overcome my anxiety, say that over and over again, you give yourself motivation, regardless of the results. There's a story about this guy named Roger Bannister where he broke the 4-minute mile. But before him, nobody believed and always said that it's impossible to break the 4-minute mile. That was the belief, that it was impossible. But after he broke it, over the years, thousands and thousands of people already broke the 4-minute mile. What has changed over there? The change over there is that they saw that other person and somebody else was able to break the 4-minute mile, so that gave them the belief. So I'm trying to show you that, hey, There's other people, including me, that have overcome and healed their anxiety. So I just want to let you know that it's possible. Your results don't define you or what you're going through right now. You may have not found the right way, the right formula. Yes, I know the exact formula, what you need to do. And that's what I try to help with people, because you need that help. You need that guidance. And that's what I provide. And that's what I try to help people and try to get them from point A to point B. But always tell yourself, no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, tell yourself this. And this is what I used to do all the time. Emmanuel, it's possible. Emmanuel, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. We just got to be more open-minded. We got to be more creative. Maybe we're not trying the right thing. Maybe we're not doing something right over here. Maybe what we're doing is too much we're relying on the crutch. That's what we're trying to do. And I remember I used to do that a lot. With my therapist. Well, actually with my social worker. I used to rely on him a lot. I'm like, hey, that's my crutch. I got to do it myself at the end of the day. So that was my crutch over there. So I needed to work on myself to be more self-sufficient and understand what's going on with me. And yes, I try to work on myself mentally and emotionally, regardless of this anxiety. Yeah, there's things that we work on the anxiety part where we have different tools, but we need to develop ourselves mentally and emotionally. That's what we need to develop. And when we develop ourselves mentally and emotionally, we no longer need to use any tools. So that's another crutch right there, using the tools. So that's how you know. And again, I'm just making you guys aware of like being stuck in that loop of anxiety and using the tools and say, hey, listen, how long do I need to use these tools over and over again? It's tiring. I remember I used to be exhausted of always using the tools. I'm like, I need to be conscious about it all the time. It's annoying. How much can I always use the tools and the tools and tools? There has to be a different solution. So I stumbled upon this. I'm like, you know what? I just want to work on myself mentally and emotionally. And that helped me tremendously in overcoming my anxiety. I no longer need to use the tools anymore. I no longer need the crutch. I'm good. I'm not trying to gloat over here. I just want to give you guys hope that it's possible. We literally need to develop ourselves. And this is why I don't believe in meds. And this is why I don't believe in natural remedies. And yes, if you are going to try the natural route first. You have to try the natural route first because, again, that's the best way. There's no side effects. There's no withdrawals or anything like that. And I'm a big believer in CBD. I'm a huge believer in CBD. And it really does help. There's so many benefits to it that it's worth the try. And I know a lot of people get nervous about getting high, but it doesn't get you high, the CBD. It doesn't have any THC in there. And if it does, it has a very tiny amount, which doesn't have any effect. But you get all the benefits in healing your anxiety in a way of like giving you that boost that you need, that help that you need. For example, it helps you to sleep much better. It's anti-inflammatory. So if you have inflammation in your body, which may cause anxiety and depression, it helps to reduce that. It has antioxidants, which really helps with the brain. There's a lot of benefits with CBD, and this is something that I created also myself. I created the CBD to help people with anxiety, to help them to calm down in a natural way. So I try my best to do a lot of things in order to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety in a natural way, because I truly believe that's going to be a more permanent solution. It's going to help you to overcome and understand, okay, this is where I am right now, so I'm able to work on myself. So to conclude, I just want to let you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is hope, and that it is possible to overcome your anxiety. All we need is the right direction. All we need is the right tools and the right method in order to help overcome and heal your anxiety. If you are ready to heal and overcome your anxiety, I created a program called the Hack Program, where you literally hack back your mind and your body back from your anxiety, because right now your anxiety has hacked your mind and body, and what we need to do is hack it back. And in this program, I literally teach you and help you in how to heal and overcome your anxiety, but provide you with tools and techniques that actually do work. I am to help you understand how anxiety works, how it tricks you, and what the root causes are, and how to deal with the root cause so that you can develop yourself and be the person that you once was. I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.